I knew my dad's father somewhat. He was pretty broken English. He was stoic, quiet, but a friendly guy. He had a big garden in the back, and they had a cherry tree also in the back. That was kind of his hobby. I remember he used to cut the grass with one of those old push mowers that no engine, just the sickle type. And then I'd cut it in later years.
He had a mustache, and every time he kissed us, we would say, "Oh, Pa, that tickles," And he was a very quiet man. He never talked much about, his life. He didn't have much to say. I don't know why. He would go to work, and then he'd come home, and that would be his day, He'd work around the house, do little odd jobs. I think before he came, he was a farmer, but I think when he came here, he just worked at Brickton, where they made brick. And then from there, he went to Libbyon's.
Libbyon's glass factory. They made windshields for automobiles, General Motors.
And that's where he retired. Oh yeah, he was a good father. Very, strict, and we had chores to do at the house, and oh yeah. Well, I can remember when he had a car. He had one car, and my brother was still at home. Him and I used to argue all the time. Who's going to get the car? We said, "Hey, Pa, who gets the car today?" And he said, "No one does." He said, "You're going to fight over this car?" He said, "Nobody gets to drive it." That's how strict he was. Well, we used to go out there and visit my grandmother at the county home. Before we went there, my dad always had to stop at the Federal Plate. He would stop there at a tavern. And he said, "You kids stay in the car." He said, "While I and your mother go in for a beer." And he said, "We'll be right out." He said, "And if you're good, we'll each give you an old Henry bar, candy bar." So we said, "Oh, Pa, we'll be good, Pa." So they went in and had a beer, came out. He said, "Were you good?" And we said, "Yeah, Pa." So we gave each one of us a candy bar. I can remember that so plain. And every Sunday when we went to see my grandmother, after we left my grandmother, he stopped there. We had a candy bar. He went in for one beer.